Hi everyone. We're going to look at how to calculate frequencies using Excel, Microsoft Excel. So first thing to note is what kind of data would you use to calculate frequencies? And you would typically use nominal or ordinal data. Nominal are data that are groups. They don't have a specific type of order like, colors or gender. Ordinal data is the data that has sort of a distinct order. There's sort of a meaning to the order. It's not necessarily numerical, though. You might think of it as, 2, 3, and 4-star restaurants, first, second, and third place winners, and so on. So let's look at the data that we're going to use Excel to calculate frequencies for. And in this data, we have someone was asked what their favorite kind of pet was, and their options were dogs, cats, reptiles, birds, other. And let's delete that. So there's a few ways you can calculate frequencies in Excel, and we'll show you a couple of them. So the first way we're going to show you is using the COUNTIF function. So the first thing you would do is decide where you want to put your frequencies, and then click the equal sign, and then we're going to type in COUNTIF. And then we're going to tell it where is the data, where's the range of data that you want to look at and count. So how many people said they had dogs, how many people said they liked cats, etc. So our data is here, right? Oh, and let's just select it all. And then the next thing, you put a comma after that range. It wants to know, well, what are we looking at? What category do you want me to count is the question we need to ask. And for this cell, we want it to count how many people said dogs. So we'll click on that, and we'll close our parentheses. Now, the next thing you want to do to make things a little easier, we want to freeze the data selection so we can not have to do all of these steps again. And we can just sort of fill in for the rest of the categories. So we're going to, in order to freeze the data selection where all the data is located, we want to freeze the selection over here that's highlighted in blue. So if I put my cursor up here, and next to the column reference, which is B, this is column B, I'm going to put a $sign. And next to the row reference, so B2 is where it starts, I'm going to also put a $sign. So that'll freeze it right there. And where the data ends, which is at B40, we want to do the same thing. So, pardon me, we'll put in the $sign before the column reference and then a $sign before the row reference. And that'll seal it. All right, and then hit enter. So we know that there are 26 individuals who stated that their favorite animal was a dog. And now I can just fill it in, right? If I put my cursor here and highlight it and grab the handle when it turns into a cross, my cursor turns into a cross, and then click and drag. Now it'll count the other categories, right? So 7 people said they preferred cats. Other was 4, and so on. And you can see if I click into that cell, I can see where it's referencing by clicking into the cell and then clicking into the function bar. And you can see it went ahead and it went down and looked at the next cell where it says C3, right? Now it's counting for cats, and it's looking at all of our data here. It's frozen into the place where we want it to count the data, right? So we did that check, and we see that it did do what it was supposed to do, right? Okay. So now we're going to look at another way to calculate categories. And the first option we looked at was nominal types of data, right? There's no particular order to animal types, right? Well, say we had another survey where people were asked what their age was, like we have here. And we want to calculate for age groups. So we want to take a continuous variable where, this would be ratio data. People are just giving their ages, and we want to put them into groups. So we want to see, since this is a college class, these are pretty young people, we want to see everybody that was 19 and under. And so we created our bins that we want to count for, and which is the groups. So we want to see everyone that was 19 and under. It's going to count for 19 and anything below that. And then we want to see anything between 20 and 21, so the number after 19, and then anyone that was 22 and 23, and anyone that was 27 or older, right? Or I mean, between 24 and 27. And then it's going to calculate also another for anyone, another category for anyone that's over 27. So to do this function, we select the cell where we want to start, or actually we want all the categories for 19 and under, 21 and older, and so on, and then for anything after 27. So we want to put it all in here. So I'm going to highlight these 5 cells right here. And then I'm going to hit the equal sign, then frequency, start my parentheses, and then it's asking for the data array. So where's the data, right? So you're going to select all of that. Then put a comma. And then we're going to tell it what the bins are. What are the categories, in other words? And we will select that. And then close parentheses, and then just hit enter. Now, we know that there are 30 people that are 19 or less. There's 38 that are 20 to 21. There's 27 people that are 22 to 23. There's another 27 people that were 24 to 27. And there were anyone that was 28 and older. There were 16 of those. Pretty nifty, huh? All right. So that's how you perform it. And hey, let's try it also just to practice that COUNTIF function again for how many males and females there were. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and hit equals COUNTIF. And we'll put the range of data. Comma. And then we're going to tell it that we want it to count the males. And then close. And I'm going to freeze the data again, like I did before, with these dollar signs. Hit enter. So there are 50 males, and if I slide down or pull it down with the handle there, there's 88 females because it went down to the next one, which happened to be a female in this case, and counted how many females there were. And so we had 50 males, 88 females, and there were 30 people that were 19 and under, 38 that were 20 to 21, and 27 that were 22 to 23, another 27 that were 24 to 27, and anybody older than that there were 16 of them. All right, that's how you perform frequencies in Excel using the COUNTIF function as well as the frequency function. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time.